It's quite a video for today's conclave that we have. Now, I would like to introduce you all to our guest speaker for today's closing ceremony. She is the founder and CEO of the Unknowns Agency, world's first agency for agencies. She is also a mentor at FICCI and renowned TEDx speaker. Give it up for Mrs. Kunika Rathore.
Recording in progress.
Now, I would like Mrs. Kunika Rathore to take over the session and deliver the keynote speech.
Hi everyone. And it's Miss Kunika Rathore, not Mrs. Singh. So where I should start? I'll start with my journey, how I started this and how I ended up here being an entrepreneur from being a professional dancer. So I'm someone who believes in exploring until I actually find my journey or whatever I like. So I started as a professional dancer. I was a professional dancer for 10 years, and with that I was also teaching maths. And I had nothing in mind to start with this industry and come into this industry doing anything around that. I was very much happy with my dancing and I was doing really much great. I did it for 10 years, and then suddenly one day what happened is when I was working as a professional dancer, for that company, I was also working for their website and their social media. I used to take care of that. So some of my men, he looked at my work and he said that why don't I try for interviews? But I will give that, and then I said that there is no opportunity, then I do not want it. I'm very much okay. So he said that in my company there are some interviews going on, you should try. So I was like, no, I'm not interested. But that person didn't stop there to me. He went to my father and told me. My father was very much skeptical about being a professional dancer. He used to think that this is not a very much great career, stable career. So he was like that we should go and try. And I was very much happy, so I said I don't want to try. Let's just give it a try, and if it happens, then it's great. If it doesn't, then it's fine. And at that time, a lot of people were not getting as much as jobs, and I was also not from engineering background. That job was for software engineering. So I gave the interview because I never miss any opportunity. That's my motto. Like never miss any opportunity. Whatever comes in your way, if you think, give it a try. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, it's fine. So I gave the interview. I prepared for the interview, then gave the interview, and I got selected. And then I had two opportunities in front of me, whether to continue dance or go for another thing, that is the job. At that time, at the peak of my career, I was not ready to leave dance because I gave it 10 years and I was about to start the company as well. So I thought that I'll give this job 6 months. If I like it, I'll learn the things and I'll start on my own. I won't be doing this 9 to 5 job all my life because I never wanted that. So I gave it 6 months and it happened, and I really liked whatever I was doing there. I was very pretty much happy there. So I continued that. I gave it 3.5 years somewhere, and then once I started as a software engineer. Then I turned into a designer as well. Then I was a lead, and then I ended up handling their Asia Pacific department for all over the world. For whatever they are doing, whatever comes from Asia Pacific, I used to handle that. And I was quite happy. And at that time, I realized that I have a lot of learning now, and I need to do something on my own now. I can do that. I'm able to do things. I'm able to understand whatever this industry demands. And I had this idea that what is missing in in the industry, what we are not doing right now. And at that time, I realized that it's experiential marketing. And what is experiential marketing? That there is a gap between the consumers and the brands. That brands post things, brands do ads, but we are unable to reach the consumers. They are unable to tell us that this is something I like about your product, or this is something I don't. Because there are feedback forms, they were there, but nobody has that much amount of time. They will never be. If I am a brand, I'm serving any product, any service, then I'm giving them the opportunity to have that, but they are not interested. Why? We do not know. Because there was no interaction between the consumer and the brand. So I thought, why not to do that? How we can get them closer? That's where we turn into experiential marketing. That's where we wanted to bridge the gap. So that's when I started to think, why not to start with that? So I started working on that thing, and I started my agency. It's been 3.5 years now, and it's running really great. But when I was starting, there were so many challenges at that time I was facing. And my biggest challenges were three, I would say. That I was young, I was a woman, and at the same time, my company was also new. But here I am doing really great now. So how it happened? So for me, how it happened, like at that time when I was working, I made a lot of connection. I interacted with a lot of people. I did a lot of networking. I was sitting with a lot of people, great people who helped me later on to get the work, to get the clients. A lot of things happened there with the bigger brands, I would say. I was able to do that because I networked a lot. I had a lot of connections. And with that, I had a lot of knowledge as well. I always used to keep on learning, and I still do that. And that's something that I always tell everyone. Whenever you do something, just keep on learning about it. And whenever you start something, you are somewhere, then learn more and reach somewhere else. And that's how you grow. If you don't learn, you cannot grow. Because to grow, you really need to do better things. And how you can do better things? By doing better, by whatever you were doing, doing better than that. And you can do once you know how to do that. So to bridge that gap, you really need to know. You really need to learn more. Do a lot of things, whatever around. Talk to people in the industry. There's LinkedIn that you can take a lot of help from. You can talk to people. You can reach them. Just ping them, and they'll be there to help you. And if they are not, then you can come to me also. I mean, I have been helping a lot of people with that. And apart from that, I would say that team. My team is my biggest part since day one because they are so much experienced in what they do, and with that, they are so much in love with that as well. With that, with their job, with the company. Right now, we are together and with me. I mean, they're so much happy with whatever they are doing right now, and they always put the best foot forward. So always make sure that you have a great team apart from what you know. And also with that, learn to trust them. When I did that mistake when I started, that I used to tell people that this is something that you have to do, this is something that you have to do, that's how it should be done. That's not should be the way for you or for anyone because they are the subject matter expert and they should know and they should be able to do that. I mean, you hired them for that. So don't tell them. Obviously, you need to guide them, be there, look after, look around, but don't tell them how to do their work because they are something they are able to do that better than you. So trust them, very much important. And apart from that, I would say that for you people, because you are young, being young is a power in itself. And to make it a superpower, you really need to understand what's there in you. So, and for me, I would say be a people's person. That's how I am. I'm a people's person. Treat your employees, treat your people like your family. And if you have a good team, then you have a good business. I mean, I really believe in that. Because see, if you have work, anyone can do that. And if the person is not happy, if you're not happy doing something, then you won't be doing it right. You won't be giving your 100%. So if you want them to give you 100%, you really need to make them feel like that they are being valued, they are being heard. Very much important. And that's it from my side for now. Any question that you people want to talk about? I have any?
I would like to request our audience, if you have any kind of question for ma'am, please kindly drop in the chat box. Okay, ma'am, we have our first question. Amod is asking, how do you build a team? Like, how do you find? Yes.
Okay, so when I started with people who was working with. So, I mean, not everyone is that lucky. So of course, so make sure that whenever you hire somebody, I mean, there are many ways. Of course, we are not talking. There are many platforms, but whenever you hire, make sure that okay, you will look after the work they are doing. That is great, very much good. Okay, but after that, look at the person how they are with people. Very much important. Are they able to talk to your people? Are they a good fit for your team? Whenever you hire somebody, just look for that. If they are good with the people, so you can teach anyone the technique or the skill. That is easier. But telling them to work with 5 or 10 people or hundreds of people, that is difficult. So make sure that they have that skill. Very much important. That I have learned while hiring people, because see, I have to go through that process every day. So whenever my company, there is somebody coming in the company, the technical round or skill round is being done by taken care of by somebody else. But whenever they are coming inside the company, I take the last round and make sure that I understand, I'm able to talk to the person. That person is able to talk to my team as well. We actually make sure that we have one round where there's a discussion or there is a talk happen between everyone. Because nowadays we are not meeting, so we make sure that it happens virtually at least, that everyone is able to have a conversation with the person. And of course, not everyone is that much extrovert or is being able to talk, but at least with 1% that person will be able to. And it is upon you that you are able to judge that one person. That's how it happens for me at least.
Okay. So, ma'am, we have another question, that is, what is more important, to have people who encourage you or to have people who criticize you?
I think both are very. I think it's honesty. Honesty is more important. Whenever you are required to be criticized, they should be there to do that. And whenever you are required to be appreciated, they should be there to do that. I do that. I mean, I treat my people, my team like a family. They are more like my kids. I mean, I always tell them that whenever they do wrong, I make sure that I tell them, no matter how good or bad of what kind of. So you have to tell them nicely, of course. You cannot talk to them more like friends, but tell them that this is wrong so that they can grow and they can learn. Okay, this is wrong. That's how it should be done. Tell them that that's how it should be done. So they'll understand. And next time they'll do it better. So it's for their growth, and whenever they grow, your company also grows. So that is very much important, and always appreciate it. If you are criticizing somebody, appreciation is almost very much important, I would say, because when a person feels valued in the company or even within your friends, even colleagues, even then they're excited to do better work. That okay, this is what I'm going to go and make it not make it more like personal words and having a conversation. Make it sometimes monetary as well. Give them some gifts or something. Appreciation is very much important.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, next question we have is, as a student, if somebody is running a startup or even they are building their idea of startup, how can they find funding?
Funding fee before, so a lot of students, because I am a mentor as well in 2 or 3 colleges now. So I can tell you that a lot of students comes to me and tell me that I want to start a startup, and then they do not have any idea. They're like, okay, I'll sell this. First, be sure that you have an idea and you have a working idea. I would say that you have tried and tested as well, because you are young, so it is very much important that your idea is running somewhere and not a lot of money that's making, but it's working. So if you have that, then only you can go to the startups and funding. And if you are unable to find people for your funding, You have LinkedIn. I mean, there are a lot of people who will be available to help you out. There are organizations specifically for this. Approach them, they share your idea to them, and they'll tell you. And whenever you pitch somebody, make sure that you have your future plans as well. And when I talk about future plans, it's not just limited to that this is what I'm going to build in next process, I'll be building this. No. What is your idea and view or vision about how much money you're going to make? If somebody is going to put $100, how much money it is going to come out? Return is very much important because everybody is here for ROI. Whatever return on investment they are being able to have if they put money into your company, which is very much important. Always talk about future, how it is going to be, what is your targeted audience or customers, what is happening right now, who are your competitors, how they are earning, and how you are different. Having a USP is also important. We cannot create another Zomato. If we are going to do that, we are going to go to the investors. They're going to ask you, I mean, why you, not Zomato? People already have, so Zomato already have that credibility. What you have. So always have an USP. I mean, very much important. USP is important. Knowledge about your industry and numbers very much important. So always make sure you have numbers. Somebody's saying something, I guess.
Yes, ma'am. Somebody raised a hand. They're dropping their questions in the chat box. I'll pick up one by one and I'll give the questions.
Okay. So that's all from my side. I mean, I have no much information about it. So, but make sure that your product is working. I mean, with the students, I have faced a lot of problems while mentoring them. I realized that they have something. They just want to start. So don't be like that. I mean, I'm not saying that you are, but make sure that you have a proper idea. You really want to do something. It's not just about starting up a company. There are a lot of things happen around the back of the company that is not going to be easy. So make sure that your idea and USP is something that you are actually putting value out there. Not 1% or 2%. You have 80%, 100% value out there. Then only you will be able to earn something.
Okay, ma'am. So the next question is, how have your priorities changed from when you first started?
Priorities never changes. It is like when you are an entrepreneur, you have to do everything that is done in the company. Of course, what changes? I started trusting people more. I assigning them responsibilities. I became more like that I am able to trust them. That I'm giving them more work and I'm looking after more getting the work. Sales part is more in my part now, and I look after people. I have team. But when I started, I did not have a lot of people. So that's something has changed in me. Nothing apart from that. When you are an entrepreneur, you have to grow. You have to keep on doing everything. I mean, entrepreneurship is not limited to just the exciting part that looks around. Even it takes a lot of hard work, I would say. And you have to do everything. Whenever you start a company, make sure that you know everything, whatever is going to run in your company. When I started, before that, I worked somewhere and I learned that this is what I'm going to be adding to my company's profile or services. So I should know about it. Don't learn the whole process. I mean, don't go and learn everything that is it. Okay, let's say SEO or designing. I know designing properly, of course, but when it comes to SEO, I know everything done in SEO, but I am not able to do it. I'm not a professional about that. But I know when somebody's talking about it, I know how to answer what is going to happen next and what are the process and steps. So be aware about everything that is happening in the company. Just don't be like, okay, this is something somebody else can take care of. Or all you can do is you can have another co-founder that knows the things. That's all from my side.
Okay, ma'am. So we'll pick one last question before we move ahead with the session. So is it important for the leader to be more skilled than his or her team members?
Not in every aspect. I would say that I have seven to eight services running in a company, but I don't know everything about it. That's just I explain that know what it is, but don't learn the skill. Be aware about it. Don't learn the skill, but be aware about it. But of course, you know how it happens. What are the processes? When you talk to your clients or customers, you should be able to answer their queries. So you shouldn't be like, okay, let me ask my team, let me call somebody. No, you should be able to answer that at that point. They won't be asking you to do it because for that you have people, but you should be aware about the things. That helps really much. And learn as much as you can. That's the only way to improve yourself. The more knowledge you have, it's better. Read more books, talk to more people in your industry. Whatever is happening, they will be able to answer better than anything. Google is not always right because the articles are being put by a lot of people who doesn't even know it. So always talk to people, read books, they'll have better knowledge. That's all I think.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for gracing us with your presence today and delivering this amazing speech and answering all the doubts and questions every audience had. Now, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Sanjeev Singh, Director, Industry Engagements and Placements at KIIT Greenfield University with 20 years of experience in teaching, research and academic administration at reputed technical universities. So, without much ado, I would like to hand the baton to the man of the hour himself, Dr. Sanjeev.
Thank you so much. I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Is my voice echoing or should, because I'm sitting in an office alone? I don't know.
No, sir, it's perfect, sir.
It's perfect. Thank you. So first of all, let me thank Miss Kunika for a wonderful session, and it was really pleasant hearing her. And of course, I mean, for all the participants, it's been a long day, especially with the organizers. Yes, if you look the entire day's schedule and the event, net to net, there has been a lot of value additions which definitely might have gone into, and I'm sure the students, not only from KIT but from all the participating institutions, would have loved interacting with all the speakers during the workshops, hands-on sessions, and at the same time the panel discussions which has happened. As far as the entire conclave is concerned, I can see there are 6 major events which have been very nicely planned and has been conducted by the entire team. And these are RoboZone, WebStech, Agrotech, BizNari, Advocacy, and Hawkeye. And good thing what I can see is that the entire team from KIT's ESEL has put in a lot of efforts in getting the right kind of speakers for all these events and panel discussions throughout the day. And if I can start with, I can see we had Mr. Nitin Gupta, who is the founder CEO of FlightPace, Mr. Suraj Warnekar, who is the co-founder CEO of Aegis Technologies, who was a part of RoboZone. So I can see, I mean, on the technology front also, they purposely planned a panel where they can have IoT, Internet of Drones, and robotics as such, or mechatronics as such as a part of the deliberations. And I'm sure students would have loved it. The other events also, I can see the areas like cyber security, and especially with respect to blockchain and other areas have been touched upon. And during the WebSec session, Mr. Omkar Sonavane and Dr. Lopamudra Basu was there, along with Satish Ashwin. So I'm sure students would have loved this as well. And of course, there has been a good flavor of area which they have considered, that is an agrotech, been very nicely planned. Mr. Nikhil Tripathi, who is the co-founder of Bijak, and Mr. Anand Prakash Verma, who is the founder of Fasal, probably would have done a great session, and students would have enjoyed. Agritech is one area, probably there is a lot of possibilities and opportunities available where technology can barge in. I'll not discuss all this in details because this has been dealt by the experts. And at the same time, I can see the other 2 areas where on the diversity side, as far as the gender is concerned, students are very nicely poised. Event called BizNari, where they have brought in more than 2 speakers, 3 speakers rather, who came and have shared their experiences and the challenges which they met, how they have been in driving the businesses. And I'm sure, along with Kunika, probably if more time would have been there, we would have loved to listen to Kunika Madam as well. I mean, her experiences of, creating this company and been doing wonderful job. The other parts like advocacy and Hawkeye. I was been there for a fair bit of time because morning I was engaged in a meeting, so I missed some of the sessions. But Hawkeye I was a part, and was very, very happy to see the kind of deliberation happening by Mr. Ajinkya. Really thankful. The areas like UI, UX, designing, and those things were being touched upon. And I know, the students, as far as career is concerned, you will always might be interacting with me at times, but I would love to bring in that part also, because I do take care of the career activities here at KIT. So UI UX is something probably which has come up very nicely in recent time, and there are a lot of opportunities abroad. If I compare with India market and abroad market, probably somebody who venture into UI UX, there is a lot of demand outside India as well. In the morning I was there, and I was been really very, very fortunate to hear my good friend Mr. Shushmit Sri Babu is the co-founder of Epic, and the presentation made by Shushmit was really great. And just for the information of all the students who are here, that Shushmit, who is the co-founder of Epic, will be traveling here with another co-founder to Bhubaneswar KIT on 19th of this month. We have already signed an MOU with them where we'll be going to work very closely with Epic for our students, and for different types of career activities probably which we'll be having. Coming back to a little bit about what KIT has been doing and planning. As far as corporate activities are concerned, we are probably one of the universities who have been doing a plethora of activities around the year. This year we have planned some 14, 15 conclaves, and this startup conclave is a part of that. And it is one of the conclaves which we wanted students to write and to take an active interest, and that's the ESL came into picture. And for the information of everyone, ESL has two flagship events, iCamp and eCamp, what they call it. So one is the internship camp and another is the entrepreneurship camp. And normally it has been scheduled at the fag end of the academic year. So this year also, probably in the month of February, March, we'll be having both the events scheduled. And the objective of eCamp and iCamp are a little bit different. Internship camp is majorly on generating internship for our students for the forthcoming summers and even for the semester internships. And entrepreneurship camp, that is eCamp, is another event probably where they take care of all the end-to-end vertical activities, how our entrepreneur journey is, and what are the different things probably a budding entrepreneur has to take care of. So those workshops and those pep talks and tech talks have been arranged during this eCamp. Coming back to KIT, ECEL, definitely all the guys who are involved and students who are participating, apart from KIT as well, and coming from Eastern India, especially from Odisha and neighboring states, for sure. You might be drawing a lot of inspiration by the journey what KIT has been. But Dr. Samant, who's been one of the visionary leadership, at least in education and societal activities which he has been engaged with and doing, is a living example, a vivid example in front of everyone. And he is someone who we must deeply study and understand how he has translated his vision into such this mega institutions, KIT and KSS, where taken together almost 60,000 to 65,000 students are housed, and almost 20,000 staffs are there. So it's a complete township. The students who are here, they know that it is spread over almost like 4 to 5 kilometers area. Of course, because of the COVID, we are completely lean as far as the students' presence is concerned in the campus. And I'm sure very soon students will be back looking at the stats and figure and the way probably India has been doing as far as the COVID is concerned. And I'm sure by January, when the university opens up to the students, you will love to come back to the campuses and you will love to work from here. For the ESL, as promised last year, we have a dedicated place where the students can sit and can work and operate. And that is the facility which has been created. And that will still continue with the ESL. And once you are here, probably you can start enjoying the campus and you can start working from that place. As far as corporate programs are concerned, as I told you, there are a lot of activities we do. There are different channels which we have created just for the ease of execution, like Contempo. Some of you have been part of some of the activities of Contempo. We have been doing quick talks. We have been doing quick conclaves. We have been doing quick talks in the areas of startups as well. Couple of quick talks we have done, which is a kind of panel discussions, and many other activities we have been doing. We are coming up with certain publications in the form of contemporary business reviews, which will come very soon, where students will have active participation in getting the entire details of the journal or this magazine edited by the help of students as well, not only the participation from the faculty side. Net to net, if I see, there are a lot of contributions from faculty also, and I definitely would like to thank our mentor and senior colleague, Professor S.K. Mahapatra, who is the Director for School of Management, and along with him, my two dear colleagues, Professor Kumar Mohan, who is Director of Corporate Relations and Professor in School of Management, and Professor Surya Mishra, who is also a Professor there for Marketing in School of Management, as well as Professor Kumar Tegdat, who is from Computer Science Engineering. He himself has been a serial entrepreneur and has been a successful entrepreneur. I have worked closely with him. He's a part of our industry engagement team, and all the faculty members across the schools, different schools who have participated in this event, and they are present. I mean, the way how I have been also been working behind the scene and behind the dais, probably a lot of people were involved, and I am sure the participants would have enjoyed the entire sessions. We tried to do a decent job because everything is virtual, everything is online. This is a new normal and this is a new way of working, but at the same time, I'm sure we have to go back and have to look into that. What were the high points and high areas of our achievement for this conclave, and what were the low areas? One of the low areas, probably, which very modestly I'll say that probably when we have a large student base, our participation would have been still better, and there have been probably some you can say a casual attitude among our students that probably this, or probably we are unable to reach out to them because they might not be expecting such even from the ESL at this time of the academic year. But still, I'm happy with the entire deliberations, and I think on behalf of KIT, I'll thank the entire team who's been involved. And at the same time, I wish you all the best. There are a lot of things which are going to unfold in recent couple of months, which we are going to plan, especially for pre-final year students who are going to come to the campus from January. And probably Shushmit will be again interacting with all of you along with his other co-founders across globe. I mean, he has co-founders based out of Singapore, Australia, and they will all come back and will speak. There are a lot of programs which we have planned with them as well. And I'm sure there is one more activity which I want to touch upon before I will pass on the baton to the Masters of Ceremony today. An activity which we are doing apart from the TBI which we have. The TBI, you all been aware, it is one of the most cherished and awarded